Hope you guys like that. Hey guys, it's Ashna, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the top things that you need to be doing in order to achieve more by doing less. So I really hope you guys like my video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and let's get to it. So the first thing that I suggest is to set your priority tasks. Now obviously with school and with things at home as well as some plans with your friends obviously gets you so much overwhelmed. So I'm going to suggest that you obviously write down all the things that you need to complete, whether it's at your home, at your school, or with your friends. So the thing is, after you write them down, try ranking them in from 1 to 10, and 1 could be the most important thing in the entire world, which obviously gets you closer to your goals, and at the same time the last thing is the thing that you're obviously least bothered about and obviously can complete it later and has no extreme deadline for you to be worried about. So as soon as you've written that, the more then you start doing those priority tasks from 1 to 10, you're able to progress so much more quicker and obviously closer to your goals without spreading yourself too thin. The second thing that I would like to suggest is by using the Pomodoro technique. Now, I've talked about Pomodoro technique so many times that honestly that method has taken to my brain, and I've literally used it every single time in whatever work I do, whether it's studies or whether it's just completing a task that needs to be done, whether it's like even doing the laundry. So I feel like it is a really, really good method for that. And what you need to do is that you basically do 25 minutes of productive and intense work, and then after that you get to take about like 5 minutes of break. And if this is like a whole day work, something that will obviously take a day, you can obviously like spread it into like 4 chunks if you want to, and obviously you can spread it into like 4 parts, whether it's hour, 2 hours, any way you want it. And at the same time, after you're done with it, you can obviously take a longer break, so it can be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or the rest of the day. And what it basically does is that it helps you keep so much more focused and avoids any burnout. Okay guys, so the third thing that I would like to suggest is to create a distraction-free workspace, and by that I mean to keep all the electronics and all of those distractions such as phones away from you. Now obviously this is so important when it comes to studying for your exams and for your tests, and so many people would have told you this, your teachers, your parents, even your friends sometimes. So I just feel like this hasn't been used so much, and I feel like to bring it up to the table is one of the best things that I could do. And one of the best thing that you could do, rather than setting it on do not disturb or keeping it in another room, is to hand your phone or your tablet or whatever like electronic it is, which obviously has social media accounts and obviously things which make you distracted, even if it is YouTube, just hand it to your parents until your work is done. Now if your parents are the kind of people who obviously like know what you're doing, like specific subject things, or they know how much time is it going to take to get it done, until they get that satisfaction that you have completed the work and everything is okay, till then they will not give you your phone back. And obviously that will help you honestly focus so much more. You're obviously going to feel a bit of a pressure that I want that phone, or I want to see what's going on, I want to look at Insta, I want to look at posts, I want to look at stories. But at the same time, it is so important to get your work done way more than those stories, or way more than all of your like friends messages and plans and all of that. So obviously your parents will be able to take good care of that. And obviously if you tell your parents and you lie about it, if they don't know about like what kind of work are you doing and how much time is it going to take, and you lie about that, oh, I'm already done with the work, and then you grab your phone and then you get distracted, and obviously you haven't completed enough work or haven't done as well as it should have been because you were too greedy and like too obviously like having that want of getting that phone again. You are honestly lying to yourself as much as you're lying to your parents, and at the same time it is honestly going to give you a huge disadvantage later, whether it's your grades, whether it's your work, anything like that. So I suggest that you do not take that risk and hand the phone over to your parents, relax, get your work done, stay concentrated, and obviously in that way you'll be able to get the work done so much more quicker and more efficiently. So the fourth point that I'd like to suggest is to always be organized. Now organization is key, and I've mentioned this point obviously in many of my videos as well, and that basically means is to obviously physically, when you're physically here, to keep your room tidy, to keep your desk tidy, to keep the things around you tidy, to keep the bed tidy, anything around you, wherever you're doing the work. Always a good idea to pick things up, throw them in the dustbin when they're needed, wipe some things up, and just sit down, because that is going to bring such positive vibes into the room. And at the same time, when you get the positive vibes, you honestly feel so much more energetic, you feel so much more positive, and you feel good about things, and you feel positive. So there's like no like unnecessary negative thoughts coming in sometimes when you're doing work. So always a good idea to keep things clean, and at the same time, in that way, obviously have such a more creative mind, so you're obviously able to do the work so much more like beautifully and present it in a even more like nicer and clean way. So I think that is a really like important point to always stay organized. Guys, so the fifth and the most important point that I would like to suggest is to take care of yourself. Now, this is such a simple point, and it's like, why am I bringing this up? Because people are not doing this enough. People are working for hours and hours and they're not getting enough sleep, and that is crazy because obviously the next day when you need to submit that thing, or you need to present something, or the biggest thing, when you have an exam, you're not going to be able to stay enough active to be able to get things done and to write even more like efficient and like better answers, that obviously which is expected of you to do, which was obviously expected when you were like revising for your exam. So obviously that's a flop. So it is a really good idea to take care of yourself, keep track of how well and how well you're eating, how well you're sleeping, and at the same time getting enough breaks so that you're refreshed and obviously in that exact same focused mindset that like you were like before, to get things done properly. And in that way, 80-90% of the time you'll be able to get things done, because self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Okay guys, this was it. I really hope you guys like my video. Now please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and also follow my Insta and TikTok, which is ashwaves24, and let me know in the comments how your journey is going on certain things, whether it's affirmations, whether it's journaling, whether it's any app you're currently using, and if you're already using the app, how do you like it, least preferred to most preferred, and how can you make it to the top notch? So obviously the people and students who are like new to this obviously will find it really helpful. And thank you so much for watching once again.